Greetings, welcome to Jefficho Films. Now, I know what you're thinking, and no, I'm not talking about the animated movie, which was okay, but didn't quite hit its mark. Nor am I talking about the live-action series that only lasted a season, or the live-action movie with Gerard Butler that should have been great. It really should have. No, I'm talking about the good one, the one produced by the guy that did Mortal Kombat, with Raiden himself, the most versatile actor, Christopher Lambert. So let's review 1999's Beowulf. At night inside the castle, Hrothgar, the Border Lord, and his men are searching for a monster that's been plaguing them.
I can't see it.
I'm surprised he can see anything in that helmet, but nice chainsaw-bladed sword. The monster that has killed so many refuses to fight Hrothgar. The castle is under siege by an army because inside lies a curse of darkness, and they kill anyone who comes out. That is until Beowulf arrives and saves Pendra, played by the lovely Patricia Velasquez, who also played Anaxamanun in The Mummy that year. Beowulf battles the siege members, and after so many of them falling to his mad skills and strange weapons, they allow him and the girl to leave. But Beowulf is actually heading to the castle, and Pendra doesn't want to go there. Foolish girl.
How many?
Beowulf arrives inside the castle and is taken to the king. Everyone thinks he has other motives, but he's just there to help. We meet the weapons master, who's horribly cast, and he's not too broken up about his fiancée just having died. She's a bloody supermodel, Will.
Do you think you'll get out?
Well, you see that girl Pendra? She and Al are supposed to go together. And as you can see, things didn't work out so good, huh?
Introduce Kyra, played by the lovely Rhonda Myrtra. Her husband was killed during weapons practice with Roland, and she thinks Beowulf was sent there by his family. It's a nice additional side story.
I'm not who you think I am.
His death was an accident. At weapons practice with Roland.
Weapons practice can be so dangerous.
We see Roland training his men, and they all have strange and mostly useless weapons, and I'm not sure how kicking their ass is really gonna get them ready, but it's what makes Roland Roland. Also, I wouldn't want to practice with someone who accidentally kills someone anyways. And great writing.
It's not about weapons. In here, it counts.
I guess you got the gist of the line. Also, Roland's sword is too long. Aside from some overcompensating jokes, it's not what you would want to battle with in close quarters, which is where he's hunting the beast. And Kyra, I am not complaining, but what kind of outfit is this to wear to a dinner with your father, a stranger, and a guy you friend-zoned? During dinner we learn that Hrothgar's wife fell from the castle wall, and Beowulf is just plain mysterious, and Roland doesn't like it.
Can you sense it?
Sense what?
This is bullshit!
Next we see Cliff from Night Court, aka the head weapons master, wandering the castle halls by himself like he's not gonna be killed. Also, glasses. What year is this supposed to be? They find his body, and Will is so broken up over it with his amazing acting.
Well, of course everyone's gonna die anyway, but one thing's for sure is that I ain't no weapons master.
You don't have to be good all the time. Just when it matters.
Roland tough guys Beowulf and challenges him to a fight, but apparently a sword isn't sporting, but a dagger is. He loses like a sad puppy dog, and then we see the worst casting of this movie. A 90s porn star. She sleeps with Hrothgar in his sleep. Alright, she's not actually a porn star, but if you look at the 5 movies she's done on IMDb, she might as well be.
It's almost finished, my love. It's almost finished, my love.
Next day we see the incinerator, and we have to ask ourselves why the weapons master's working on so many weapons if there's only 40 men and they're already armed. He also sees the monster during daylight, and then he passes out. Kyra tells Daddy it's a little late to start protecting him now, as they lock everyone inside of Sanctuary to keep them safe. But the beast is inside, and it slaughters all of them, and you can hear their screams. You probably should have checked for that. It's brilliant and it's tragic, and you can actually hear their screams over announcement speakers. What year is this?
What is it?
Is there any other way in?
All doors are secured from the inside.
We get strange music as they search for it. It's a practical monster, but it's shrouded in CGI waviness, which isn't great, but some shots are nice. Arrows go through it, blades bounce off it, and it clearly knows that Roland is no threat as it breaks his leg and moves on. And although he put out a great showing, Beowulf gets mortally wounded, and the only reason everyone isn't killed because it refuses to fight Hrothgar still.
Me!
like me!
Kyra tends to Beowulf and Roland checks in on him because he put his life on the line, so he respects him now. And then he confesses his love to her and is officially friend-zoned. It's hilarious how the music becomes all romantic and dramatic. We get another visit from Pornstar, and I wonder what shooting those scenes were like. So, you want me to lie there and pretend to sleep while she licks my face? Well, I guess you're paying me, so okay. It's really a shame because what she represents could have been done really well instead of this cheap smut. That said, we learn that Hrothgar's wife jumped off the castle wall after learning that Pornstar was pregnant with her husband's child. Beowulf wakes and Kyra's in awe. He goes to have a heart-to-heart with the king and it's a good scene, but it could have been great. Someone told Will to act scared, but do it badly so people know you can't act.
You scared the hell out of me.
Roland and Beowulf are getting along now. This could have been a cool bromance if done right, which would have added a lot. We learn that Kyra's husband Navy was an abusive drunk, and later when Beowulf talks to her about it, we learn that she was the one that killed him. Then there's Roland complaining about being friend-zoned. He goes off and drinks, and believe it or not, Will's acting actually gets worse. Now on her own, Kyra gets spooked and pulls out her dagger, but she should have a sword. The monster's huge. Also, how did her father get in the room? There's no way he could have walked past her. Beowulf chills in the basement in a room full of water. It's cool and brilliant, but this monster has stealth attack and some great dialogue.
I'm like you. I'm one of the damned.
It's like they were afraid the practical effects wouldn't hold up, so they added the CGI. Big mistake. Beowulf manages to take its arm, and then they string it up just like in the story. The siege guys see this with their ancient infrared telescope. Guess they can go home now. We get some flirty banter between Kyra and Beowulf, and the music is on point again in a comical way. And what a great line.
You mustn't love me.
But that's for me to say. How do you know it wasn't me that drew you to this place?
Because you're not evil.
Maybe not. But tonight I'm full of magic.
I wonder if that means she's magically delicious. Anyone who's 5 gets drunk, and Roland goes on a stumbling drunken walk outside. Those are the best. He runs into 90s porn star and gets laid, I think. Beowulf gets implied laid, and we learn that his mother's family had an outpost just like this one.
One night when she was young, she saw a light. She followed it to an opening in the hill that never existed before. And inside he was waiting for her.
Beowulf's father was Baal, the god of darkness, lord of lies, and the only thing that keeps him from becoming evil is fighting evil. Beowulf senses an older, sluttier darkness, and the arm is gone. Kyra finds her father, and they go inside to see the party has gotten a little bit out of control. Never Have I Ever must have gone a little too far, and oh no, there's Roland.
My friend.
This is why you tip the hooker. Pornstar shows up and Dad explains why he hooked up with her. It was at the height of victory and bloodshed when they first took the outpost. Grendel is his son, and Kyra's half-brother. Then Grendel grabs Dad with his one arm and bear hugs him to death. Beowulf does some sweet flips and actually puts Roland's sword to good use. Grendel's death upsets Pornstar and, not great acting, or even directing. So horribly cast.
Do you dare? Would you know me? I'm old, child. Older than sin. Would you take me here in the dark? Do your loins at this moment of death, do they burn for me?
Her dialogue is so bad before she turns into a CGI mess with some practical. How does one defeat such a creature? More flips!
It's time.
Finally, we find out why Beowulf had such a strange sword. It was for this moment. Also, it's night outside, but the outside shots are daytime. The castle blows up because that's what fire does to stone. God, this movie could have been gold. What is the answer to the riddle of Beowulf? I think Lambert's version is the best one. It had the most potential. It would make for an amazing movie if redone. If you can get people to trust Beowulf again, you'd have to actually cast a nice big actor like maybe Michael Fassbender or something. It's a dark, horror, thrilling action romance with a tortured hero. I think retelling the mother's story in the beginning is how you start it, and then you jump to your Fassbender or whatever big star you can get. The waterfall dungeon, the siege outpost, the king's mistakes coming back to haunt him. It's an awesome story, and this movie's the one that actually shows the potential. And Christopher Lambert brings it all to the role, battling monsters, siege members, shitty dialogue, and still comes out victorious. He should have got the Academy Award in '99 for this.
It's not safe to be with me.
I'll take that chance.
I have nothing but respect for a man who never goes more than a few years without doing a movie with a sword in his hand. So, 1999's Beowulf. Not a perfect movie, but it could be turned into one. As always, thanks for watching.